You're watching Carolina and Company Live. Your source for fun, entertainment, and events. With your host, Amanda Kinseth. And Cecil Chandler. If it's happening in the area, then it's on Carolina and Company Live.
Square in downtown Darlington, where thousands of people will be tonight. They're coming for Race Fest, a big festival, getting ready for the big race this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of information for you. And you know what? It is a beautiful day. Hopefully it will stay like this for the entire weekend. Let's find out.
Well, unfortunately, it does look like we will be tracking the chance for some showers and thunderstorms out there both Saturday and Sunday. But right now, it is a beautiful day. Surfside Pure Camera showing a gorgeous day. Lots of blue skies out there. Folks enjoying hanging out on the beach right now. Hopefully they're wearing their sunscreen. That sun is getting a little stronger and stronger, and temperatures are on the rise right now in Surfside, Myrtle Beach, and North Myrtle Beach. We're at 75. Florence at 75 as well. Darlington, Marion, and Conway up to 77. Already 81 in Kingstree. Lots of sunshine out there with high pressure settling in down to the south. Keeping an eye on some rain to our west. That's not going to have an impact on our area today. That high is going to be strong enough to keep us just nice and toasty out there, and it's going to be even warmer during the day tomorrow. Widespread 80s, even mid to upper 80s inland. But we'll also be tracking an isolated chance of an inland thunderstorm mainly west of 95. Over the weekend, our cold front to our west will be moving in, increasing our chance for some showers and thunderstorms scattered around the area on Saturday for the inland areas mainly, and then Sunday closer to the Grand Strand. Behind this front, a much cooler atmosphere, and that's what we're going to get into on Monday and Tuesday, where we struggle to hit 70 degrees. This afternoon, we'll climb to the upper 70s by the beaches, low to mid 80s inland, dropping down to around 60 degrees tonight underneath mostly clear skies. Your 7-day forecast looks mainly dry for Thursday and Friday, even mostly dry on Saturday. Keeping an eye on that Sunday forecast. Mother's Day could be a little unsettled, especially closer to the coastline. Still looking for highs by Monday and Tuesday, struggling to get to that 70-degree mark.
Weather is brought to you by A&I Fire and Water Restoration.
Welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We're live downtown Darlington, a beautiful day. And get this, 10,000 people will be down here later. We're talking about the Car Hauler Parade and Race Fest going on right here at the public square. There will be food, vendors, live music, kids' place. It's a family-friendly event. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you don't want to miss it. Of course, the race is this weekend, a big deal for Darlington and Florence, anybody who lives around here. People come from all over the place to come to the festival like this and to the race. It is a big deal. We'll tell you all about it during the show. And of course, this is Cecil's hometown. He is off today and he hates to miss this, but he might be watching from home. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
The number of workers applying for first-time jobless benefits unexpectedly fell to a 5-year low. It looks like employers are confident enough to hold on to workers. The question is, are they confident to hire more folks? Well, the top mark, that's what Consumer Reports gave Tesla Motors' electric Model S, saying the $90,000 plug-in performed better or just as well overall as any vehicle it's ever tested. Sales of the Model S sedan also helped Tesla report its first-ever profit. Now, while Consumer Reports says the cost for charging the car is the equivalent of paying $1.20 a gallon for gas, it's not yet recommending it because there isn't enough information on reliability. Well, is Microsoft, which already made an investment in Barnes & Noble's Nook business, interested in owning all of it? The TechCrunch blog says Microsoft offered $1 billion for Nook Media, the unit that has the tablet and the college book business. And Target announcing its next designer tie-up, a line with Philip Lim, due out in September. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with the Bloomberg Midday Report.
Welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We're live downtown Darlington. I am with the mayor now. Big deal going on tonight and this weekend. And you guys you look forward to this every year, huh?
I absolutely do. It's very exciting. It's a high point of the yearly calendar. And
sure.
So I wouldn't be in any other place except downtown Darlington on Breakfast Day.
Yeah, talk a little bit about it. I mean, what goes on here?
Really, it's just something for everybody. We've got vendors. We've got rides for the kids. We've got, you know, maybe a little liquid refreshment for some of the people who'd like to buy, maybe get into a little party mood. But, you know, they're having fun, and there's a lot of anticipation that's building up. So by the time the trucks get here with the cars, people are in a really festive party mood.
Absolutely. What's it like to see the trucks drive by?
Oh, listen, you know, some people say, well, are the drivers coming? I said no. They're coming later, you know, but these trucks represent so much of the personas of the drivers because they have huge portraits of the cars. It's dark, the lights are on them. The drivers are honking their horns. We'll have some other vehicles, maybe even the Clydesdale horses will be coming through.
Ooh.
So every time a truck comes through, this is somebody's favorite driver, and they are cheering for that person, and it's just so exciting to be part of it. Not at the track, but it's here. So the people of Darlington right here living downtown in our hometown, in our backyard, can see all this, and they're bringing the race to us. And we feel it, and we become a part of it.
That's right. I love that. It brings the race to you. Not everybody can go to the race. Not everybody can get tickets, but you've got to come in right here. And, you know, it may not be in the racetrack, but you still have all that excitement and all the cheering and all the fun.
Just right here. You know, those folks that are driving those trucks, sometimes they are not always in the spotlight, too. But I know that's got to make them feel good because they're representing their drivers. They're proud of what they do. They've got those beautiful cars in the back of their trucks, and they're coming through, and people are cheering, and they're cheering too, and they're waving back at us, honking those horns. So they're bringing that excitement to us, so I know they feel a big part of it too.
Well, I can't believe, I mean, you're expecting 10,000 people, is that right?
It's growing every year. That's kind of an estimate. You know, I hope that one day it gets to $40,000. Now, the square might not be able to hold that many people, but, you know, I think we can pack them in here, and it's going to get bigger and bigger every year.
Sure. Well, I mean, that is great. You think 10,000 people, that's a lot of people, and I'm sure it will get bigger and better. It is so great for Darlington. I mean, bringing people downtown, maybe some people who haven't been here before, and they look around and they're like, this is such a cute city. I mean, it really is. And to bring people in here, they'll be sure to come back, right?
It's a lovely city. This square right here has so much history. This is probably the 6th courthouse that has been here. The original courthouse is right where we are standing right now. And when it was torn down in 1966, a newer structure was built. But it is still the historical, the cultural, the community meeting place for people. So anything that has happened in Darlington that has history behind it, it sort of kind of concentrates on this spot right where we're standing.
Absolutely.
So we feel that every day.
Well, it's a great spot. Do you ever come out here and eat lunch?
I do sometimes. You know, I mean, if I get a chance and I'm downtown, I want to come up and, well, like the other day, we had the day of prayer. You know, people came down here and sat. And it's just where we're going to do any kind of event, you know, that has significance to Darlington, no matter what it is. We're going to have the tree lighting on the square on Christmas. It's all going to be right here.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody needs to be right here tonight because that's when Race Fest is going on, and you don't want to miss it. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We're looking at the courthouse. We are right next to it, right here in the public square, downtown Darlington, getting ready for Race Fest. A whole lot going on in town today, huh?
It certainly is. I mean, this is what we consider the kickoff to racing at Darlington, the track Too Tough to Tame with the Bojangles Southern 500. This festival that we have going on, Amanda, grew out of 9 years of hard work of community-minded people, race fans, of course, and we started 9 years ago with what we call the Darlington's Car Haulers Parade at the Florence Civic Center, and it rolls through Darlington. So two communities, along with the PD area, we bring it together as one festival, starting over there during the daylight and rolling through Darlington at night. It's something to behold. Everybody needs to be here.
Absolutely, and you'll actually be both places, won't you?
Oh yeah, I start over there co-hosting the event with the Car Haulers Parade, where we have them parked. We have vendors and inflatables and entertainment. We have a band from Winston-Salem called Tim Elliott and the Catfish Cherry Band. That's a great name. And we're over there till 7. Then they line them up, and then they start parading through to Darlington down Highway 52. When they get here, right here at the square, they're blowing the horns, the lights are on, you know, and the color is just absolutely remarkable.
You were talking about that, the lights on the trucks, and how this is a different view from right here. I mean, it's a spectacular view when they come through.
It really is. I mean, when you're at the Civic Center, yeah, you get to walk around the trucks and take pictures with your family and all that. We have the Clydesdales over there from Budweiser. The thing is, when they come through here, yeah, they're rolling through at a very slow rate, and you get to take more pictures, and the lights are just sparkling off of it. And this is the one opportunity where the car hauler drivers get to be the celebrities. You know, the race car drivers do that over the weekends, you know, with Friday with the nationwide race, and then Saturday with the Sprint Cup cars and the Bojangles Southern 500. But this is where these haulers, the drivers, get to be, you know, stars, at least for one day.
Yeah.
And that's how we kick it off.
Well, without them driving the car, the racers wouldn't have anything to drive. You know?
They got to get there.
How has this event kind of changed over the years?
Well, over the years, it has grown. In the very beginning, yeah, you know, we were taking baby steps, and we might have gotten maybe 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 haulers to show up. But as the year has grown or passed by, that this has become one of NASCAR's focal events. It's the thing they want to be involved in as a whole. All the racing organizations, Hendricks Motorsports, RCR, Joe Gibbs Racing, all their drivers, because we treat them like celebrities, they want to come here because they like that pampered feeling that we give them. We treat them like stars that they are, and they're so happy to be here. And now we practically have all the haulers. At the Civic Center, we're going to have what NASCAR calls the NASCAR Next 9. These are the future stars of NASCAR, like Bill Elliott's son, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, who's Dave Blaney's son. We have Darrell Wallace Jr., who's another future star. We have the Next 9 over there, and they'll be riding in convertibles as they come through too. So it's a pageantry event with NASCAR all over it.
Yeah, it's always neat to meet or see the up-and-comings, because then when they are huge, you can say, oh, I saw them in Darlington, you know?
I remember a little guy with one eyebrow and bangs sitting at a table at one autograph session with maybe 3 or 4 people coming up to get his autograph back in, say, 1991, I believe it was. That was Jeff Gordon.
Huh.
You know?
See?
And now, look where he is.
Yeah, no
This
kidding.
is going to be the same thing with the Next 9. And, of course, we have the Lady in Black, first ever official Lady in Black, Miss Paige Duke from Lancaster. She's going to be our Grand Marshal for the event. And, of course, you know, people have always talked about the Lady in Black. Now to get to put a person with it, a face.
Yes.
So this is going to be, this is a great event. I grew up in Dillon, just a few miles from here. I grew up in the PD, and this means so much to all of us in this region to have the spotlight on Darlington, South Carolina, and Darlington Raceway and the Car Haulers Parade.
Yeah, the whole country is looking at Darlington this weekend. You know?
Absolutely.
It's really exciting for the area. More to come. Stick with us. Welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. Now I am with Frank, the former mayor of Florence. And you know what? You essentially brought Race Fest here. Talk about how this all got started.
It was kind of interesting, Amanda, because a lot of people don't ever go to the racetrack. And we were trying to find a way not only to promote getting people to buy race tickets, but getting the community involved in the race, getting more people involved in it to see what a broad spectrum of activities took place. So, and a lot of people just, there wasn't anywhere to go to see. So we got this idea of doing the truck haulers and let them start in Florence at the Civic Center where people could come out and see the trucks up close, and then have them parade to Darlington, to the square, and people just line the highway between Florence and Darlington. It gives a lot of people a chance to get a little more involved in race festivities, and gives us a little more coverage about what's going on. And it's more of a community involvement thing.
Sure. Well, it's such a great idea. And, you know, you think about it, during every holiday you have a parade. Well, this one is just a parade of the truck haulers, and that's really cool.
But and they're so colorful.
Yeah.
You know, the bright colors. You know, all kids love a big truck. I mean, you want to hear them honk their horns. So, you know, I remember the first one we did, we didn't know whether people would come out or not. But I remember leaving the Civic Center and getting out ahead of them. And there were people just stopped all up and down the highways with kids sitting up on the hood of the car wanting to see the cars, trucks come by. So it was fun.
Yeah, well, and it's exciting. You know, you can watch a race and you can watch it on TV, or you can even go to the raceway, but you're seeing a different element. When you see the truck haulers, you're seeing a different element of the whole thing.
And two, if you go to the Civic Center where the trucks gather and where they're parked, you can actually go in the trucks and see how they store the cars in them. They'll have cars stacked on top of each other in those tractor trailers. Their tools and all of this stuff there, and some of the computer equipment that they use to test things. You get to go into that truck and see what goes on, and that's really interesting too.
Yeah, well, and it's great how it kind of brings the two communities together. And talking about the community, talk about, how, Darlington has changed over the past several years.
Darlington is becoming more of a cosmopolitan community, but it retains that almost laid back virtue. Darlington is an easy living, quiet community, but then you crank it up with something like the Southern 500, and all of a sudden its personality changes. It comes out in a different way, and you see then all of the diversity that you have in the community, because that doesn't show up on a daily basis. The race brings that out, particularly when we started having events like this today and tonight. You just get a whole different idea and perspective of the community and what it represents.
Sure. Do you have any idea how many people come into town for, Race Fest and the race in general?
Well, the estimate for race day is 25,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. Look at the traffic.
Yeah, well, and it's great, it really benefits all the places in Darlington and Florence. I mean, there's a lot of hotels in Florence, and that's where everybody is staying. It's really great for the two communities.
I would suggest to you, Amanda, that the real growth, the original growth in Florence of restaurants and hotels was because of Darlington Raceway.
Huh.
In the early years, my dad built the racetrack. So we moved here. My family moved here in 1949 for my dad to build a track. I remember seeing people camped out in people's yards. There was nowhere to stay. There were no motels here or in Florence. But it was logical because of Florence's size that they had the means to develop some of the motels and restaurants. That began to happen with the early racing. And Florence, of course, the interstates had a lot to do with that growth too, but the race, I think, was the real initiative for the growth of Florence and the hotel-motel industry.
That's really interesting and really great. Wow.
So Florence owes Darlington.
Oh, there you go. Right. He said it, not me. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Coming up next on WPDE at 1 p.m. The Chew, and at 5 p.m. Dr. Oz. He explores some embarrassing medical myths and sets the record straight on their validity. Tonight at 7:30 Entertainment Tonight, and at 8 p.m. Shark Tank, a Marine Corps officer pitches his nutritional supplement. Coming up tomorrow morning, Rachel Ray. She's always cooking something fun and delicious. And at 12 o'clock noon, at Carolina and Company Live, we'll be live at Broadway at the Beach celebrating Charlie's 2nd birthday. But today, we are live in downtown Darlington at the Public Square, where 10,000 people will be here. 10,001 or 2 or 3. You got to come out too. It's going to be a great time, food and fun, family friendly, a lot of stuff for the kids. And don't forget about fireworks. So we will see you here downtown Darlington. Have a good one.
In Myrtle Beach, you're watching News Channel 15, your station.